Welcome to a bonus episode of Sports and Songs Podcast. My name is Dan. Today is August 3rd, 2022. Our podcast will be the 2022 Federal League State Tourney Preview. State Tourney Preview. Regular season wrapped up on July 31st. Brackets have been announced. Let's get into it. Here's the bracket for Class AAA. This is the biggest. This is the big boys. First game we're going to see the Minoka Grays. Back-to-back titles in the West. They've got Jack Nelson on the mound. They've got Joey Olson. Joey Olson led the entire West Division in batting average with a .562 average this season. The team itself, the Grays, led the entire Federal League in runs scored with 230. They'll be going up against the Metro Loons. Crystal Snappers will take on Apple Valley A's. Apple Valley A's have played long time in the Senior Men's League Association. Jumped over to the Federal League just this year and find themselves as the number 5 seed in the Class AAA tournament. They'll be taking on the Crystal Snappers. The Crystal Snappers, good pitchers on the mound. In fact, Jason Capon led the entire West Division with a .80 ERA. Look for him to have an impact there. The East Metro Mammoth in the next game. The Mammoth take on the Elko Chuggers. Mammoth are the defending champs in AAA. They also went on to win the World Series. Over 35 World Series, state of Minnesota, they're the defending champs. They'll be tough to beat here. They got Tommy the Cork, they got Matt Grill on the mound. This Mammoth team, has the lowest number of runs given up in the entire league. It's tough to score on the Mammoth. Final game of the quarterfinals, Lakeville Lobos, along with Brian Ludwig, Joe Witt, Jamie Steinberg and company, will take on River Falls. Now, River Falls, I don't think they're going to fare too well here in this tournament. Metro Loons, I think as well, could be probably the first 2 teams eliminated. This is a double elimination bracket. The entire first weekend is held in Burnsville at Alamagnet. The following weekend is held in Delano. Some good games there. Let's switch over to Class AA. Class AA, we'll see St. Anthony on the top there. I'll work my way down. St. Anthony against South Metro. St. Anthony will be tough to beat. They have Adam West, not Batman, but Adam West for the Norsemen. Led the entire Federal League with the lowest ERA of .66. Led the entire league. Federal League has 31 teams, led all 31 teams in pitching. .66 ERA. They will go against South Metro in that first game. New Market and Lonsdale in the next game. Well, Lonsdale's got Mike Madison on the mound. He led the South Division with a .74 ERA this year. He'll be tough. In the bottom bracket will be Capital City Cannons taking on Rockford. If you watch the Capital City Cannons, keep an eye out for Mike Lewis, this year's Federal League batting champion. He recorded a .632 average this year for the Cannons. And finally, the JTs, St. Paul JTs, the defending champions in Class AA from last year, are the number 2 seed. They are always tough. They'll be taking on Red West in the opening round. Red West is the 7 seed. Now for AA, same as AAA, the first weekend will be held in Burnsville, the second weekend in Delano. Double elimination. Jump down to Class A. The host of Class A will be Big Willow for Class A in the first weekend. Minnetonka will host all these games. Second weekend will be Delano. Starting from the top here, the Chaska Voyagers. Inaugural season for the Voyagers. They've got Jim Brower on the mound. They'll be tough to beat as the #1 seed. They'll play the Minnetonka Saints in what is a home game for the Saints. The next game is St. Michael against St. Croix. The next game is Milltown against the Bombers. And the final game, Webster against the Mustangs. The Webster Wildcats. Webster's the defending champs last year of Class A. They're the #2 seed this year. They got Adam Becker. Led the South in hitting with a .564 average. Look for Webster to be tough. Like I say, these games are in Big Willow and Delano. Then we get down to the B bracket. Class B. Northfield starts off with a bye. They will be the heavy favorite to win this bracket. There's only 7 teams here, not 8. They get a bye. Vesely will take on the Chaska Diamonds. The first game being played in round 1. Hosting St. Bonnie, which I believe is the first time St. Bonnie has ever hosted a postseason playoff game in the Federal League ever. That should be fun for them. Vesely will take on Chaska Diamonds. Diamonds only have 2 wins on the year. Now they have also given up the most runs in the entire Federal League. 225 runs they've given up this season. Look for Vesely to win that game. Richfield against the Diablos. The Diablos only have 1 win on the season. Once again, Class B for the tournament here is basically your participation. Your friendly tournament really doesn't have much meaning to this tournament, but it's a tournament nonetheless. Diablos 1 win on the year. They'll be taking on Richfield. Richfield will be heavily favored there. This tournament will be the last for a long time Richfield Rocket JB. Played many years in the league. He's announced he's hanging it up after this season. The Senators, also favorites, I think, in this B bracket. The Senators will take on St. Patrick. St. Patrick's another team with only 1 win on the season. Senators will play. Now, going back to the Diablos, they are the team with the least amount of runs scored in the entire league. Tough for the Diablos to generate any offense, resulting in only 1 win on the season. Big Willow will host the second weekend for this tournament. First weekend is St. Bonnie. Second weekend, Big Willow. All this information here can be found on the Federal League's website. Now, the tournament is 2 weekends long. The third weekend, 3 weeks later, is the World Series. Top 4 teams in the Federal League advance to that. It just so happened to be this year the top 4 teams. If you win your division, the division winners from the East, West, and the South get an automatic bid to play in the World Series, and then the next best team with the best winning percentage of the non-division winners are invited. So 4 teams get invited this year. It'll be Minoka Grays, 19-1, Crystal Snappers, 18-2, Lakeville Lobos, 16-2, East Metro Mammoth, 15-2. They'll go on to play in the World Series. Now, a note at the bottom here is regardless how they do in the state tourney, they've already punched their ticket to the 2022 Minnesota State 35-plus World Series tournament. That's held in Minoka. Minoka, home field, will be playing really at home up in Anoka for the World Series. Top 4 teams from the Federal League, top 4 teams from the Senior Men's Baseball Association, the other 35 and over baseball league in the state of Minnesota. There's 24 teams in that league. The top 4 will advance. There's 31 teams in the Federal League. Grand total, 55 teams in the state of Minnesota playing 35 and older baseball. Be sure to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and on YouTube. Andy and I do our weekly shows there every week. Once again, this was the Federal League State Tournament Preview. Today's August 3rd, 2022. My name is Dan. Thanks for listening.